Good morning, students. Mike Lilly, and the class is Private Security. This is a special lecture being recorded for the first day you're returning from spring break this semester. It is not listed as a numbered lecture, but instead is listed as review for the second test in the class. The particular lecture is not going to be very long, since basically we're going to look at the study guide, which is currently posted on the Moodle website. I'm going to make some brief comments about that study guide, and then we'll move on from here. So let's briefly take a look at the study guide, which is being shown here over the Elmo. This is exactly the same study guide as is on your on the Moodle website. You'll notice it has 8 things about it. All of these are things we have discussed this semester. In addition to that, you need to look at all of the other lectures this semester on on computers, beginning particularly with Larry Zandy's guest lecture, which again is online for you to look at. When you look at this study guide again, all of these are things that basically are in the lectures themselves, not all of them in your textbook. Your textbook, of course, being somewhat dated, so some of the information in it is a bit off kilter. I want to particularly call your attention to a couple of things in this study guide, which are going to be important for you to look at. And I'm going to mark those, if we can, by the video pencil that I've got for this class. So you can see which ones I'm talking about. First and foremost, ENIAC. ENIAC, which, oh, excuse me, let's see. See if this does it. It's not picking it up, I don't believe. First is, therefore, it's ENIAC. For some reason, this pencil is not working on this screen, so I'll let it go. ENIAC, that is the name of the first true computer as we know it. I think during the lectures in class, I may not have quite mentioned the name. It was developed by the U.S. military armed forces after World War II. And again, strictly operated by a vacuum tube. So please look and take a look at that information. It is important to remember. What is the blue box? I can't remember whether I mentioned the blue box or not, but I'll make a brief mention of it now. The blue box is one of the first true electronic hacking devices. Long before computers, it allowed an individual to make free long-distance phone calls over the old Ma Bell network using a series of whistle tones first developed from a small plastic whistle found in a Captain Crunch cereal box as a prize. That tone from that whistle was exactly the same digital tone used by AT&T at the time, and it therefore permitted, I put the arrow on the blue box, it therefore permitted individuals to get into the system and make what were then expensive long-distance calls for nothing. Okay? So you want to remember what was the blue box, and second, where did it come from? Where did it start? Again, another common name for it was the Captain Crunch device. Most of the rest on this sheet, obviously various types of email, Bill Gates and DOS, Steve Jobs and Macintosh. We spent some time in class talking about the early forms of home computing. I don't particularly remember. I want you to remember the Commodore 164, the first mass-produced home computing device in the early 70s. Again, very primitive by our terms, but at the time, quite a thing. Also remember the first true mass-produced computer, home computers we know it, the original IBM PC. Remember again who made it. Finally again, Steve Jobs and the Macintosh. When was the Macintosh initially introduced, what year that is, and what were the circumstances of its rather splashy introduction. The rest, I think, is pretty much understood from the lectures as you look at them. Remember, there's going to be 30 questions on this test. That is 30 multiple choice true false. There will be at least 2 essay questions. And there could even be some matching questions thrown in here as bonus points for you. Given that fact, therefore, again, check this document out. I'm going to click off with it now. Again, what you've seen on the screen is exactly what's on the Moodle website. So, students, get ready for the test Wednesday. After you come back, again, this is the only review for the test that's being made. I am not going to repeat any of this information to anyone else. It's the only way you're going to get this review. So make sure you come prepared this coming Wednesday to take the test and to get an A on it. I hope all of you do. Of course, I'm expecting all of you to have watched all of the pertinent videos. Since so few of you came to actual class, be prepared again to take this test. With that in mind, therefore, I'm going to close. And by the way, for those Beckley students, the test will be sent up to Beckley, to Hope Adams, before the Wednesday test date. All right. And while you're viewing this, I will be en route back to Bluefield after my trip to see my family down in Fort Myers, Florida. So no, I hope if it's snowing here in Bluefield, well, so be it. That's life. Anyway, I hope you've had a good spring break, and therefore we'll pick up from there. With that in mind, therefore, I'm going to close, and good luck on the test. You'll probably need it.